Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Week 5 League of Legends action. Today's matchup is going to be between Whitefish Bay and Port Washington. We are working on getting this set up. We've run into a couple of little issues here that we are working on. So please be patient. We have a student that is purchasing some champions so we can make sure that we're doing a tournament style draft here. Make sure I get all of our overlays set up, ready to go here. So both of these schools are brand new to the League of Legends competition this semester. Both teams are actually looking for their first win of the season as well. So this should be a pretty good game here. Looks like somebody is running late, so please bear with us as we're kind of waiting to get everything kind of worked out here. Meanwhile, I'm going to go silent as I'm answering a bunch of Discord messages, so please bear with us. We will be starting momentarily. All right, so while we are waiting for this to come out here, just take a quick peek around some of the league here, do a little bit of a update. So go ahead and do a display capture here. So take a quick peek around the league here, check out some of the other action here. So we'll take a quick peek at the varsity standings. So starting off right away in Division 1 for League of Legends, looking like Case and Wausau West are both undefeated right now. I know Wausau West plays Sheboygan today, so that match should be hopefully getting underway here soon. Wilmot also coming in at 3-1. Their only loss coming to Wausau West. So this division is shaping up to be a pretty tight fit up here at the top. Meanwhile, Appleton, Park, and Tosa are all looking for their first win of the semester. Meanwhile, in the other side of the conference, in the Sharima Conference, Stevens Point has a double entry here, so they are 4-0, and then DC Everest are also 4-0, so that should make for a nice local rivalry game coming up. All right, looks like our player is about to come in here, so taking a look around, so these two teams being relatively close to each other should make for a fun matchup coming up here soon. Meanwhile, Union Grove and Waterford are both looking for their first win as well. In Division 2, where today's game take place, we have the Bandel Conference, where West De Pere and Watoma are currently undefeated. Now, if these standings are accurate, we have had some games needing to be rescheduled due to spring break and whatnot, so not all of these games are up to date right now, unfortunately. But looking down here in the Ionia Conference, where today's match is being played, Elkhorn and Wisconsin Dells both sitting at 3-1 at the top of their conference. Whitefish Bay and Port Washington both are looking for their first win of the season based upon current standings, so could be mistaken. And down here in Division 3, Clinton is leading in the Piltover Conference at 4-0, followed closely by Random Lake, and Marshall's not too far out of it as well. A lot of these schools coming in Division 3 are brand new to the WIHSEA, so kind of cool. We do see in the Void Conference here, we see St. Lawrence and Walden Third are both undefeated. St. Lawrence, this is their first semester competing, and they're coming on strong, so pretty excited to see that. It's been a rough season so far for Montello. I was just watching their stream before I started streaming today, and unfortunately they've had sick players and just a lot of things not working out, so they've unfortunately had to forfeit 3 weeks out of the 4. So unfortunate, but things happen. We try to be flexible in order to make sure that things are happening. If we take a quick peek over in the Rocket League varsity champions, or standings I should say, I just want to keep double checking. In the Octane Conference here, Stevens Point coming in with a perfect 5-0 record right now, leading their conference with a 15-1 map record. In the Dominus Conference here, Menominee and Bayport and Lincoln all sharing a 1-loss record. Menominee has a 4-1 record posted as well. So Menominee leading that conference as well. Looking down here in Division 2, this is starting to shape up a little bit better in the beginning here. The Fennec Conference didn't have a win to their name, but now that we've started divisional play, or conference play, I should say, we start to see some more wins coming out. Meanwhile, in the Scarab Conference there, Elkhorn and East Troy are both undefeated. Elkhorn is the returning state champion. So we see some newer schools in there too. Port Washington down there being 4-1. And in Division 3 here in the Takumi Conference, Marshall and Walden are both undefeated. And then in the Masmoon, we see Winnebago Lutheran is actually 4-0 as well, followed closely by the Wisconsin Connections down there in Division 3. So pretty cool that we have so many schools joining this season. We have, I think it's like 120 teams. So even if we look at JV here, we have like 120 teams competing between League of Legends and Rocket League. Rocket League was the smallest game that we had last year with only 11 teams from 7 schools, and we've just blown up in popularity for Rocket League, so I really like seeing that. So you can take a quick peek at some of these standings here. Some of our JV teams could be playing at the varsity level. We do try to be somewhat flexible down here with JV as well. So we do have some middle school teams for our JV. So I do know that we have a couple of middle school JV teams for League of Legends, and I know we have some middle school teams for Rocket League as well.
I mean,
Again, looks like we're just waiting here. Hopefully we can get started here soon. All right, sounds like we are ready to go here. So we'll go ahead and get rid of this capture. Oops, maybe not. Got too excited. Come on. Pretty soon we'll get going. So some other cool things that are happening around the area. For those of you interested, working on something with the Bucks for Smash and Splash, so that we should be hearing back from them pretty soon here. Okay, our game just timed out. Let's go ahead and get everybody back in. All right, let's try that again. Bum 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 ba da ba bum ba bum 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 bum. So yeah, Smash and Splash coming up for the Smash tournament here. So we should be hearing back from Smash and Splash and the Bucks. Oh God.
Great custom. So I don't know what's now going on with my client. All right, let's try to restart. Gotta love technology issues. Come on, League. Thank you for all being patient. All right, let's try to get this going one more time. All right, I think this is it. I think we might be able to get going. All right, we got a full lobby. Let's get it. All right, let's go. All right, so jumping into the picks and bans here, I see that. Just want to double check here that I do have everybody lined up here. So Crazy Banan, I didn't get a chance to scout him, so can't really talk too much on that. The bans are coming out pretty fast here, so it looks like both teams hopefully did their homework as we've been sitting waiting to get ready here. The Swain ban is targeting Sir Goldalot there for Whitefish Bay. The Thresh is a good ban coming out for BD Callio. Yeah, it looks like every team here has really done their homework. The Vigar ban coming out for GG Fins Up. So I don't know if GG Fins Up is a Jimmy Buffett fan or what, but appreciate that the reference there. The Olaf ban coming out for the side of Whitefish Bay. I don't really know anybody on the side of on Port Washington that's playing jungle there, but you see the Senna locked in there for Port Washington. Again, not something that I scouted last week or earlier this week for today's match, but that's a possibility. The Rengar I did see for Return of Bonfigs is a pretty popular pick. The Mord, not super sure on there. Again, not something that I scouted, but you never know. Mord's pretty broken right now. Meanwhile, the Kennen pick coming out was a top played champion for the Banana Pete, so I don't know if he's been given some tutelage over to SASD. I do like how fast both of these teams are coming out with picks and bans, though. Like to think that they've done their homework here and they are ready to go. The Graves pick coming in, pretty squishy so far, coming for the side of Port Washington. I'm not a big fan of Senna ADC. I assume that's what it's going to be. I've been watching a lot of pro play, and I don't see Senna as a top ADC. I understand why. She's got CC, healing, and a global ult in her kit, but I mean, if you're looking for something like that, I would say just go ahead and play something like Ezreal. But that's my 2 cents. I'm not an LCS coach, but the Morg band coming out here for Whitefish Bay. You don't see Morg paired with Senna too much. The Xerath band coming out there, though, could just be looking that they are looking to play something in the mid that could be easily countered by Xerath and Vigar. Could easily see that be the Anivia. That's pretty popular coming from the other side there. Or even if it's Dark Empire, which they are playing, could see them pulling out a Fizz or Katarina as well. We've seen some cat plays go off last week, so maybe we'll see the exact same thing. The Echo ban, I don't mind the Echo ban. Echo's kind of an OP champion right now as well. And the Rakan ban coming out, so trying to stop some sort of engage. Looks like Whitefish Bay's hovering their ADC pick here. I think the MF would work, especially with the Mordekaiser and the Ori. The Ori ultimate able to just pull everybody in place while she bullet times them all to oblivion. The Caitlyn pick coming out, so nice poke there coming out for the side of Port Washington. Are we going to see a Teemo pick? Is that going to be Teemo top or Teemo mid? I don't know how Teemo plays. They are going to go ahead and lock in the Teemo. So it is going to be a Teemo. I think that's going to be a Teemo support going into the Nautilus. I'm not going to lie. I think Whitefish Bay has the team comp to win. I like. I'm going to be biased here as a Nautilus main, but the hook from Nautilus and the CC in his kit is going to be a lot greater than the blind that Teemo has in the support lane, although those mushrooms can be quite a pain in the butt. But Nautilus is your big frontline tank engage, and then you have the Mordekaiser that's able to not only engage the fight as well, but completely able to take, say, Caitlyn or Senna out. Oh, I didn't even realize that we have potentially 2 supports here coming out. So we're going to see, it could be Teemo mid or Senna mid. I'm not sure with this draft coming out here from Port Washington. So maybe they are actually going to play Senna in the support role for the Caitlyn. Does give quite a bit of poke. And then the Teemo top into the Mordekaiser. Let's go ahead and we'll check the OP.GG here. See what this kind of counter pick looks like here. Let's see here, into the Mord. So it looks like if the Teemo's going top, that's going to be a hard counter for the Mord. The Mord has a 63% lane kill rate on a Teemo. Definitely is going to have first tower, but not by a ton. I think Mord should be able to outfarm Teemo quite a bit pre-20 minutes. I think Mord is much more of a team composition pick. But we'll have to go ahead and see how all of this plays out here for both teams. If we get to the late game for Port Washington, they definitely have, I would say, 3 carries at this point, depending if Kennen is able to go ahead and get ahead. I have to assume that's going to be a Kennen top with the TP. If it's a Kennen top, that plays better into the Mordekaiser. The Teemo into the Orianna is kind of interesting. All right, so we are finally about to get underway here. Thank you for being patient throughout this whole process. Those of you joining us, technology issues aren't always the best. It comes around. All right, so we'll go ahead and get all of our overlays and everything ready to go here. So that is going to go ahead and be a Teemo support. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. But I think that's a Kennen mid. Unless he's going to be really ambitious against this Mordekaiser. So I'm going to be a betting man here. I'm going to say Whitefish Bay comes out really strong in the bot lane. My guess is that we're going to see Rengar probably camp a lane. If I was Whitefish Bay's jungler, I would try to play around the MF. I would try to play around the bot lane. But the problem is, I think MF and Nautilus are going to put Caitlyn and Teemo under turret pretty early. So there's not really going to be a huge chance for them to make a gank with that Rengar unless they're looking to turret dive. But, I mean, if they get the Mord ahead as well, I think that would play a huge part. Let's go ahead and make sure that full screen this today. Get a better fit for the overlay. So it's crazy because I do really feel like I have to wait here to figure out if this Cannon's going to be going mid or if the Senna is going mid. And we do see some pings coming out right away from Whitefish Bay, looking like they may try to do an invade. They have the tools for the invade, the Nautilus hook and CC with his passive, and Mordekaiser if he wants to go ahead and draw him in. They smartly have warded the tri-bush, so they should be able to see that this is not a good fight. Kennen is TPing in already. Well, this is going to be a risky fight here if they elect to go for this. Whitefish Bay going for the long con here. Mord really had to back there in order to make sure that he's catching his top wave. Kennen is already down, so that is going to be a Kennen going top here. So Kennen's going top, already down TP, so that's a pretty costly thing. Oh my goodness, are they going to go for it? They are going to go for it. Here comes the CC. It's going to be a 4-on-3. The Ignites drop down on Rengar. A lot of summoners already blown. So that's going to go ahead and be an Ignite out of Nautilus. That's going to go ahead and be the Ignite as well coming out of the Senna in the mid lane. So do see a lot of early pressure there. That was pretty a pretty risky fight there from Whitefish Bay, knowing that there is 4 members for them. So it is not going to be Senna. It's actually a Teemo mid going into the Orianna. So this is already... Port Washington's already throwing me off my game here, so I'm going to be really curious to see. Again, here comes Nautilus putting a lot of pressure down already, having to get the flash out of the Senna already in the bot lane. Senna's nice that she is able to go ahead and heal Caitlyn up quite a bit. MF already having quite a bit of a CS lead off the first 2 waves here. Teemo hitting 2 here. Teemo's going to have to just play passive. I don't know what build Teemo should go with here against the Orianna. I'm guessing he's not going to be able to go the AP route because he's not going to be able to tank many shots from Orianna. Yeah, Teemo's going to have to play passive again. Oh, the Nautilus passive coming in. There's the flash from the MF and the heals. Again, very aggressive bot lane coming out here from the side of Whitefish Bay. Caitlyn needs to be careful here. She could be going close to first blood here if she doesn't use this turret to her advantage. Just go ahead and let this wave crash if you're Port Washington and hope that your jungler starts making the way down. Nautilus going up under the turret here. Some heals coming out as well. Graves electing to go ahead and go top. Orianna just smashing this Teemo up under turret here. Caitlyn struggling here, trying to farm up under turret. Just got to focus on last hitting those minions. It's going to be tough, though, with just the position that the waves are constantly under. Wave management is not easy. We see Rengar's looking for a gank here into the mid lane. Meanwhile, Graves is here as well. Needs to be careful. Teemo's going to go ahead and back here. Oriana should go ahead and really push the wave here. Maybe even Whitefish Bay should look to consider in order to go ahead and set up for this bottom side Drake. They do have the advantage. There's going to be a nice hook coming out from the Nautilus and the CC coming out as well. Senna keeping her ADC safe. Kennon's going to get caught up under this turret. Able to go ahead and CC Mord, and Mord takes a turret shot here. So I'm going to go ahead and give a lot of this early game. The flash coming in. The flash hook out of the Nautilus. Getting first blood over for Whitefish Bay. Gives it over to the MF. MF going to have a nice buy here when she goes back. Graves coming up here in the top lane. Trying to go ahead and get onto this Cannon here. Cannon's going to be real close. Has to blow the flash. Graves can keep pushing here. He has it. Able to go ahead. One more. Oh, Cannon should have stayed back. Graves. Oh, going to be one away. The Teemo is able to go ahead and get the kill going over. Communication here from both teams. If Teemo or even if Oriana started moving up towards the top side, I think that really would have went in the favor. Graves needs to be careful here. You're pretty low there. And Ori's sitting at full health here. So going to see Oriana just dropping the shield down. Graves rotating towards the bot side. Rengar going to go ahead and find him here, looking for the solo kill. Graves not able to get away. And that's going to go ahead and be a kill going over to the Rengar, which gives them priority over this Drake. They have 3 members bot side. They have priority bot and mid. So this should be a free first Drake going over. 1 plate going over to the Oriana. Port Washington here, just sitting under turret. Going to try to farm up. So Teemo here on these melee minions here need to let the turret hit twice and then is able to go ahead and last kill the minion in order to get the CS there. So Cannon trying to hold off this Mord here, needs to be careful. Mord's already got quite a bit of an advantage here. Cannon can play that a little bit more passive. Wait for the pull from Mord to come. And so Cannon's given a lot of respect to the Mordekaiser here, who is 6. So that way Mord doesn't take him into the Shadow Realm there. Caitlyn's at a huge disadvantage right now. She's just not able to last hit these minions. Misfortune's already sitting at about a 3 times gold lead here in the bot lane. Graves is close to hitting 6 here. Teemo hits 6 as well. Does have bone plating, so that does give him a little bit more of sustain and lane there. Does try to put some pressure on this Oriana. I don't think they're going to be able to. Meanwhile, Graves is trying to help out on the bot side here. Teemo's dangerously low here. Meanwhile, Oriana did have a potion available, so she is going to be able to go ahead and heal up. Yeah, see, Teemo needs like some sort of regen here in the mid lane in order to make this work. The flash coming out here in the bot lane. The ignite's going down. The heal comes out as well. So again, a lot of summoners used on the bot side here, both having to use flash and heal. So that's 3 summoners down here in the bot lane, and now Port Washington needs to play really passive in this bot lane and wait for some sort of gank. They're going to be shoved up under turret quite a bit here. Caitlyn, I assume, is trying to wait for that BF sword so that way she can back and get some sort of damage to come out here. It's just going to be close. Teemo's already about 1,000 gold behind here in the mid lane. So Ori really should be backing here. Misfortune going to be caught in the bullet time here. And then the knockup coming out as well here. Ooh, that's at least one nice kill going over in return here for Port Washington. But that's going to be a now 4-0 Misfortune sitting on the bot lane. And she's got a lot of gold. So she's probably looking to be able to go ahead and get... Ooh, Mordekaiser. I don't know if that's what you want to do there, bud. When you're in that Shadow Realm, you're still going to be taking turret shots. So the Kennen ultimate comes out as well. We do see Graves is coming into the mid lane here. Trying to put some sort of pressure on this Orianna, but he doesn't have his mid laner here, so he needs to be careful. That ball's about to go ahead and move over. Oh, the Nautilus flash and misses the hook. They're going to be able to chase here because Nautilus does have Mobies. If he's able to go ahead and get close enough, going to go ahead and try for it. That's pretty risky. Oh, there comes the hook. The Ori is really low, though. And she's not going to take the turret shot, so that's a nice tower dive there coming out of the Nautilus. Able to go ahead and tank the turret shots. Meanwhile, the bot lane is really pushed up. Whitefish Bay is looking to go ahead and make a gank from the back here. Oh, there's no ward here. This is going to be dangerous. Oh, the Nautilus misses it, but able to go ahead and snare the MF. And that's going to be a 5-0 Misfortune now. Really good gank there. As you can see, there's no vision on the bot side here for Port Washington. So they were here ganking mid lane. So when they got Graves here, they really just went down here. So Whitefish Bay is doing a fantastic job here. You can see the vision all on this bot side of the map, which is where they're already ahead. So now they're going to go ahead and be able to get first turret out of this as well. So that's going to be a handful of gold going over to Whitefish Bay as well. Again, I think it's going to be really hard for Port Washington to come back from the current situation that they're in. They really can't build anything tanky right now. The Ori ultimate able to go ahead and just barely get Teemo on the edge there. And so that's going to go ahead and give them priority. Oh, the Nautilus ultimate coming out and the MF bullet time coming out. Oh, Graves, you stayed too long there, bud. Ooh, the Rengar flashes into the bush. The Senna able to go ahead and sneak him out. The Graves ultimate coming out as well in order to try to deal some damage. Caitlyn's got to be very careful here. She doesn't know how warded this bot side is, so she needs to play it cautious. They are going to go ahead and rotate 3 members mid here for Whitefish Bay. This is going to be the second turret going in their favor. And that's going to be a lot of gold here. Misfortune sitting at nearly 6,000 gold. She's almost 3 times as wealthy as the Caitlyn down there in the bot side. Teemo needs to be careful here. Going to go ahead and blind the Ori, but not enough. Oh, Teemo, the turret was gone. You just needed to let it go. And now we're going to go ahead and see Orianna also sitting at 4-0. All 3 electing to back here. Nautilus has enough to probably go ahead and complete either the Knight's Vow, and he's looking to go for the Gargoyle Stone Plate. So that's going to make him really tanky, and he can easily dive some of these turrets. Mord does have completed the Rylai's crystal up top there, so that's not good for the Kennen, so he will get slowed. And Mord should be able to go ahead and catch right back up to him. It does look like Kennen is going for the Hextech Proto build there. But right now it looks like it's Whitefish's game to lose, basically. They're pretty far ahead. They already have a 10k gold lead at 14 minutes. The Nautilus ultimate coming out. Misfortune is just way too far out there. Going to draw the Senna ultimate as well. Whitefish Bay is just starting to really run away with this game here. They're going to have priority over the 3rd Drake as well. Graves smartly going up here for the Rift Herald here. Needs to be careful, though, because I don't know where this Mord is going to go next, but this is at least going to try to give them some sort of advantage in lane. Kennen coming down here in order to try to help as well. So that is a good Rift Herald. Graves now needs to be careful. He's probably going to enter the Shadow Realm here, and as the Rylai's Crystal is there as well. Graves' ultimate coming out here. could be coming out. So Kennen is here to help. This could be something that they turn in their favor. Oh, the Nautilus hook able to go ahead and come out. Kennen's probably going to have to use his ultimate, or is going to at least try to get to the edge there. And that's just going to be Kennen going down there. So they were able to go ahead and secure the Rift Herald, but I don't think that they're going to go ahead and be able to use it. Misfortune is just crushing through the mid lane here. Go ahead and take a quick peek, too, at the vision scores down here for both teams. Nautilus sitting at 18, does have the sweeper and the controls. He is now tanky enough, too, that he's going to be able to take some of these turret shots for his ADC so they can go ahead and deal some damage. But if you look at, you know, Teemo hasn't dropped a ward yet, so it's really hard to avoid some of these ganks and have map awareness. Caitlyn is unfortunately going to go ahead and be caught out here in between a rock and a hard place here. Misfortune trying to chase her down here. Might be able to go ahead on... Able to go ahead and get it. We do see a Mastery Flash coming out here, which those are banned this semester. So make sure that you go ahead and have those turned off. So as we're approaching the 16-minute mark here, do see that the next Drake is going to go ahead and be coming up. And Whitefish Bay is going to go ahead and have priority on that. Meanwhile, Port Washington is all just kind of sitting here in the mid. There's really not much that they can do. They really lack a frontline tank engage. Caitlyn's going to go ahead and get 1v1 down there by the Rengar. Again, there's just not enough range on the side of Port Washington's draft in order to really have some sort of team fight engage. Kennen is probably going to be the closest thing that they have once he's able to go ahead and get that Hex Tech Proto build. Nautilus just misses it. Nice flash there from the Graves. We do see, again, another hook coming out here. Another flash hook over the wall from the Nautilus. Oof. You know, again, I'm going to be biased here. The Nautilus main in me really likes the position that he's in right now, but that Q range is absolutely ridiculous. Kennen able to go ahead and get the shutdown thanks to the Winions there. Nice Hex Tech Proto Belt use in there in order to go ahead and flash forward. Oh, one more. Not able to go ahead and get the Winions to help on that one there. Do you see that's going to go ahead and be the third Drake coming on over for the side of Whitefish Bay. So they are going to be able to go ahead and have priority on the Dragon Soul. Misfortune getting really close here to dying to the Raptor camp here. Meanwhile, Port Washington is grouping up as a team here. They do know that members of Whitefish Bay are starting to back. Rengar looking for the flank here. Maybe looking to try to go ahead. There comes the Ori ult on the back line. Able to go ahead and flank him. Here comes the Kennen ult. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Teemo's not going to be able to do anything. Mordekaiser brings Kennen into the Shadow Realm. And that's going to be an ace going for the side of Whitefish Bay. Looking at the cooldown timers here, they could look to end the game here. They have the ability. I don't think Caitlyn or Senna are going to be able to push enough here as they have super minions pushing into the base here. Nautilus is just so tanky right now. Pops the stone plate. Going to go ahead and be able to push them all back. MF uses the ultimate into the base. See some fountain diving here. And that's going to be the first win going over to Whitefish Bay. Congratulations to Whitefish Bay. I think, like I said, I think that they just really had it in draft. The Nautilus Engage and the Mord Engage, you could even throw the Rengar flank abilities there into it as well. So they really had it just kind of from their team comp right away from the beginning there. Meanwhile, really hard. You have poke here, so you have nothing but squishy range champions for Port Washington. Like I said, the Kennen really was your only engage, so you had to really hope that Kennen hex teched in flash ultimate in order to CC them, while everybody else really deals the damage there. So tough to say, but I got to give it up to Whitefish Bay here. The Nautilus played extremely well. Ori won lane from the beginning just with her poke ability on Teemo, and Teemo just doesn't have enough sustain in lane. So shout out to Whitefish Bay. Congrats on the first win. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today on the stream. We do have the rest of the season scheduled out here as far as which schools are going to be playing. I've been posting them in Discord. So take a quick peek around here. Trying to pull it up here real quick for you. For week 6 League of Legends, we are going to go ahead and feature... Let's see here. Next week is going to go ahead and be Random Lake against Okanto. So that should be a pretty good one. Okanto is an original WIHSEA team. Week 7, we have the St. Lawrence Seminary going against Walden Third. So that's 2 unbeatens going at it for Week 7. And Week 8, we have Cambria Friesland against Johnson Creek, both brand new schools to the competitive season. We do have Rocket League available as well. You can catch that over on Wanakeegan11 is his Twitch name. Next week, we have Shawano against Fox Valley Lutheran. Week 7, we're featuring Baraboo against Fox Valley Lutheran. And week 8, we have Wisconsin Connection Academy squaring off against Bigfoot. So that's going to be it. I will stream JV League of Legends too. So if anybody wants to have their JV game streamed, just give me a shout and I will try to make sure that I'm available on Thursday in order to go ahead and do that as well. Otherwise, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you for joining me and see you next week. Have a good one.